Indeed. And greetings upon you, beloved and holy friends, joining me here in this grand good. That quite something to think, instead of being paranoid about them, about they watching us, we have this intention, we have this feeling, we have this want instead to believe that they, them, the universe at large is conspiring for your highest good, to take you exactly where you're supposed to be, to show you things that you would have never knew you could see, to really help you. Like it's holding your hand, guiding you from one place to another. Pronoia versus paranoia. Hey, Shannon, thank you so much for joining me here again today, friend. So nice to have you here, Brother Ryan. So nice having you here as well. And Jovan joining us so early. Thank you, friends. Ermias Plur. I had a hard time finding my book of things worth saying. Uh, there's only that many places that I can misplace it. And wherever that one place that I didn't think of looking, that's exactly where I hid it from myself. Like there's all of this fractal, and then there's this one part of the fractal where I won't be looking, and then I was like, yeah, gonna put it right there. And why? Why sometimes I wonder, and then I ask myself, and I wonder a little bit, and then I try to find the answer of love in that question as well. How do I convince myself that love is true? How do I convince myself that the universe is doing something for me instead of this is just something that happens to me, right? And like I read something today about dying, and it was, I don't know if it was melancholic, but it was basically this testament to when you're on your deathbed and you're in your last moments, only then do you realize that you really don't need for anything. Like it's in those moments that everything else melts away. On a very visceral and physical level, in that moment, your body melts away. And alongside your body melting away, all of the other things that you attach to that body, or your family, your sense of security, goodness, bug just flew into my lip. Your sense of who this body is, the ego attached to it melts away. And all that's left is that thing, that beingness that you've always been looking for. And I feel it's so important for us to allow ourselves to read stuff like that, to allow ourselves to look at the face of death, and to hear the wisdom that comes from people who are faced with those last moments. Because how can we not live in a state of pronoia? How can we not live in a state of believing the universe is there for us if we don't let go of the things that we think we need, or ownership, or the sense that we have anything at all? Right? Like, we already have everything. You already have literally everything. The universe has given you everything. But it gave everything to everyone. And in such a supportive way. Like just being able to take a breath right now. Having this breath in this moment. So supported. Huh? Just think about how supported you are right now. To be able to breathe. To be held down by gravity. You're not just getting yeeted into the to the ether. I mean, it would be fun for a while, getting yeeted upwards, flying through clouds, and then as soon as the air starts getting thin and breathing becomes a little bit more difficult, I think the fun will stop. And yet here we are, either dressed, I want to say mildly. Like the weather is pretty mild today. It's like maybe 20 degrees Celsius or so. So it's not warm, it's not cold. It might get a little bit colder as the sun keeps setting. Be dressing yourself to suit whatever temperature it is. But you can believe that at least in this moment, that there is a sense of comfort. Again, a sense of being supported. Even if it's you who supported yourself. And that's why, I entered in today's Reddit title, Universe. Not just universe, universe. Because it's you. This is your universe. But it's your universe just as much as it's mine, just as much as it's the little worms, just as much as it's puppies, just as much as it's this trees. Like we're in this co-creative dance with all of infinity right now. And all of infinity has already given us all me to believe that the universe is on my side, that love is on my side. Regardless of the nonsense we go through sometimes, regardless of the injuries we sustain. Man, I freaking hurt my wrist again. I hurt my wrist again. And it was because I was being flashy. So within like the sun salutation sequence, you basically go from standing upright to being bent over to being in a downward dog, coming back from upward slash downward dog back into being folded. But the added difficulty of that variation is to, instead of using your feet to bring them closer to your hands, you use your core and your arms to bring your feet closer to your hands. As in, your feet don't touch the ground when they get closer to your arms. And today I was like getting into my exercise routine again, and I really pushed myself to be able to, bring my legs back to my hands, and I hurt my wrist again. And as soon as I freaking did it, I was like, bruh, come on. Come on again. Again. And I just went through this whole trip again of like, why? Am I supposed to be calm? Am I supposed to not, you know, push myself? I was willing to acknowledge that I need to be eating a little bit more because I'm not eating enough to actually sustain the amount of work I'm doing. And just so many layers. So many layers of life. Genuine just being alive. Where even the pain, where even, a sense of discomfort can be the universe supporting you in some way or another as well. If you're just willing to sit and ask, how is it you're being supported right now? How is it that I am being supported right now? Be it family, be it my career, be it my creative pursuit, be it my friends, be it a piece of entertainment, be it spending time outside, be it my pets, be it food. How am I being supported right now? Taking a supportive breath as we're asking ourselves this question as well. And then from this question, from this place of asking ourselves, how are we supported? Hey, Aiden, thank you for joining us for the bear. Allowing yourself to ask how you feel. How does being supported make you feel? How does the idea that the universe as a whole is in support of you, pronoia or paranoia? Yeah, you have to choose one. Pronoia is when the universe is conspiring for your highest good. Paranoia is the universe conspiring against your highest good. So is which one you wanna hold on to, Kartha? How about you, friend? How about you? Which one are you trying to hold on to in this moment of your life? And how does it make you feel that I would be paranoid? It's all here, dude. It's all here. As you're projecting out, as you're perceiving. We're gonna go through like a little bit of a mindful reflection before we get into reading comments, Brother Bay. So if I'm going to be missing some of them, do know that's why. From this acknowledgement of support, from this acknowledgement of how we feel, whether we are supported or not, right? And it's not. I'm not trying to force you to feel one thing. I'm not trying to get you to feel a specific thing. I'm just getting you to feel. Whatever it is you may feel is exactly what it is you're supposed to feel in this moment. So, pronoia versus paranoia. Is the universe conspiring against you or for you? Is it trying to help you or is it trying to get you down? And just asking yourself that question, how does one side of those two make you feel? And which one is it you want to identify with? Which one is it you want to create with? Be creative with going forward. With this question in mind, let's bring our attention to our willpower, our drive, and think of it in this context of your subconscious and your conscious, your individual bipedal humanity and then the infinity around you. If you have a will to do something, do you believe that that will arises with your conscious, your bipedal humanness? Or does it arise within the subconscious, within the infinite that you see around you? Hmm? How does that make you feel? Makes me feel some things. Mostly kind of confusion. I feel confusion is the feeling I'm feeling. How about you? If the universe is conspiring for our highest good is a conspiracy for the highest good for the rest of the world as well. As in, if you are living your highest good life, if you are living your happiest, most full, most, flourishing, most beautiful, most trusting, most loyal, most, intuitive, genuinely enthralled, genuinely present life, can you imagine what that must do for the rest of life? For the people in your life? For the people in your life who are yet to be in your life? To think of your willpower as both an instrument, a tool, and an obstacle to the universe's plan. The things you will to do will be done. And all you need to do is align that will with the will of the whole. The whole that is you within the you that you are. And to realize that you're doing that with a place of compassion, right? With a genuine sense of love in your heart, of a sense of warmth, a sense of acceptance for the infinity. To realize that if you live a happier, more joyous, more full life, that not only do you get to live a happier, joyous, more full life, but so does everyone around you. And I'm not even talking about just your immediate family members, the people who might have the insight to know what it is you're going through, but even the animals, even the animals, even the insects, even the trees, even things that go beyond our ability to perceive. And to acknowledge that interconnectivity, that infinite potential of influence from that place of compassion, to realize that you are living your best life in order to make the best of living possible, to be that, whatever that means to you. That is what it means to the whole. In doing so, to be able to communicate both to yourself as an individual and to the whole, as the universe, as the people in your life, that there might be a better way to see the self. There might be a better way to integrate with the rest of reality, and that the better way could be to see yourself in a state of pronoia, that the universe is conspiring for your highest good, and to live your life in a way where it speaks to that belief. It literally speaks to that belief. You're telling the universe that, okay, I'm ready to melt more. I'm ready to release my ego and allow infinite energy to flow through me. Even if it may melt me, I'll allow myself to melt more. And you, there we go. The live is working again. Pronoia. Right? The universe is conspiring for my highest good by creating something that my current self might be think isn't of highest good. And then by my current self believing that it isn't for my highest good, the highest part of myself gets to choose the highest good within that which is not the highest good. Right? At least that's the way that I try to think of these things sometimes. You know, the most difficult moments in our lives, the most unfair moments in our lives, are but more perspective enhancing influences for us to see the infinite a little bit more infinitely. Every single lesson, every single moment is an opportunity for for us to extend ourselves in love. And it's difficult sometimes, right? And we just trying to, at least that's what I'm asking for in this moment, trying to ask for the intuition, the insight to see it in that way. From this place of insight, to recognize our connection with all that is, recognizing our connection with unity, and within that connection with unity, to believe that that unity is in support of us, that it can only be in support of us. There's only presence, never separation in that. Pippi got herself into like I think a gearbox or something, like underneath some grease. She's pretty dirty. Thank you, friends, for joining me. If meaningful is always in the last place you look. It's true though, Shannon. If meaningful experiences are the goal, it is as if the universe is designed so it's impossible not to get those experiences. Man, Ryan, I really appreciate you joining us in these streams, Brother Bay. I like, I've been like almost like tiptoeing around this thing, this feeling, this understanding, trying to get words to really paint a picture of what it is experiencing, and just that, just Ryan's, what? Technically single sentence. I want to read it again. It goes, if meaningful experiences are the goal, it's as if the universe is designed so it's impossible not to get those experiences. Even if those meaningful experiences might be uncomfortable, might be, invigorating, might be angst inducing, might be something that makes you so angry that you want to destroy everything, right? You just want to, please, dude, Mr. Fly, I cannot handle you in my eye space right now. Wants you to just, well, I don't know if it wants you to, but sometimes we want to just destroy everything, right? Especially when we feel unfairly treated by life sometimes. And yet, that unfair treatment, at least to our egoic self, is pronoia as well. Because it's life almost making it impossible for us to not have a meaningful experience. And you can do what you want to. You can create as much financial abundance in your life as you think you need. You can have as many friends as you think you're gonna need one day. You can get into as many relationships as possible. There's a little ant in my water. Come here, dude. Isn't that an ant? No. It's a little fly sort of thingy. Meaningful experience. All there is meaningful experience. And that is what the universe wants for you to have. That is what the universe is conspiring for you to have. You're here to experiences. Thank you for that, Ryan. I feel that to my core with a bay. Mernon Peeves, Mernon, to you on B. It's nice to have you here. Good morning to you, Jody Flame. Thank you for joining us, friend. Lisa, joining us as well. Love to you. Compounding that love and returning your investment 1000%. Goodness, I really like doing business with Ryan. So much love. Thank you for the bet. Hey, the worldly assumption. Did you end your stream, my friend? I'm sure you did. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you were at like a second phone. Thank you for joining me. It's so nice to have you here. Lucky Phil says, you are not a product of your thoughts. You are a product of your deeds. I do agree with that. I don't believe we are our thoughts at all, even. I believe our thoughts would be akin to the clouds floating in the sky around me right now. And mind, it would just be well, technically blue, but let's say black backdrop, the infinite. The mind is infinite, and in mind arises ideas, thoughts, wants, or desires. And depending on who you want to be, you choose, what you want to realize. You choose your deeds. I feel, if anything, to take a spin on what you just said, my friend, is to align our deeds in a way where we are the universe conspiring for the highest good of others as well. And that sounds a little bit woo woo, I guess. But that's the way that I think about it. Yesterday's manifestation entry was, I manifest that every single person that hears my voice will experience healing. And I didn't necessarily want to state what that healing is supposed to look like, but the way that I thought about it was either mental healing or DNA healing. Like, just by the act of spending time in the same space, by the act of allowing different frequencies, be it the frequencies of my voice, to flow over one another, flow over us, through us, to experience healing through that. And now, thinking about today's topic, I feel like that is perfectly in alignment with what I just said with wanting to live in a way, wanting my deeds, wanting my actions, wanting my everyday life to be that of a conspiracy for the highest good. Like I'm trying to imagine a world right now where every single person lives in that way, right? And we all live different lives and we all have different perspectives and we find ourselves in different environments and we have different powers. So if every single one of us lived in a way where we were conspiring where we were conspiring for the worlds, for the universes, for all of existence's highest good, what would that look like? What would it look like for you? Even if it's something small, even if it's just you, going outside as the sun rises and allowing the sun to hit your face and stretch your arms out. Take a deep breath in, genuinely open yourself up to that loving energy, always being provided from you to you. That is you living as a conspiracy for the universe's highest good, just by allowing yourself beautiful experiences as well. Living into the conspiracy by being the conspiracy. Love you, friend. Thank you so much. Who needs tears is here as well. Paranoia can stagnate your mind and therefore your actions. The alternative allows your mind to grow and give. Beautifully said, beloved friend. Thank you. Oh, look who it is. It's Brother Isaac. I was thinking about you a lot today, man. I knew you would be back. We've been missing you. Thank you for joining me. Good morning, people. I've missed you dearly. We've missed you, beloved friend. I do believe that my Reddit bonked. Like I'm guessing it bonked because you friends, there's like two friends here with us on the YouTubes. Should I? I'm gonna restart the Reddit stream. Let's see if it works a little bit better. Man, I'm feeling a little bit contemplative. 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 Oh man, it's this. At least to me in this moment, this question that is almost too vast for me to understand. And as I try to understand it, all of this information of my life, of the things I've been through, the things that I've been experiencing, up until this point, kind of flows back to me in a way where I'm expected, I'm required to be grateful, to be humbled, to admit to myself that there are things that have happened for me that maybe in the moment I was very upset by. Like I'm thinking specifically now about whew, like I think three layers of experience. The first layer of experience, or pronoia of the universe that I'm thinking about, is my high school experiences, where I was in an extreme state of depression for most of my high school experience, and it kind of came along with this feeling of separation, like being an outcast, not having a place, feeling unseen, feeling unlovable, feeling unworthy, feeling inadequate, and how all of those feelings genuinely led to me losing it, whatever that it is. Maybe that it is the belief that the universe is in support of me. Right during that time of my life, I genuinely lost the ability to see any good, never mind good within myself. And yet, looking back now, as uncomfortable, as painful, as difficult as those moments were, I wouldn't want to change them. Not only do I not want to change them, but they were, they are exactly as they were supposed to be. I once lost my keys. Me too, friend. I've also lost my keys a bunch of times. It hasn't been recently, fortunately, but the losing of the keys can be a lesson as well, friend. I learned a lot every single time I lost my keys. I was pretty hard on myself as well. And yet, because I had those moments, I haven't lost my keys since. It's been like years. So there's yet pronoia, there's yet stuff to learn, yet information to be gained from losing your keys as well. The second experience of hindsight pronoia, present paranoia that I experienced was within relationships where I was basically it went like me being a kid, then me getting into like grade 6, grade 7 type of age range, starting to get a little bit, withdrawn, starting to get a little bit angry, feeling like there is a very lack of connection with my dad. That causing me to lash out at school, being a little bit of an asshole with my teachers. Me being an asshole with my teachers caused them to be assholes with me, in a way as well. That sense of I'm combative and angry and lashing out at the world made the world combative and angry and caused it to lash out at me. And that in that moment just confirmed again to me that I was right to believe that this world fucking sucks. I was right to believe that this world is not something that is worth entertaining, worth enjoying, worth trying to make the most of, because what's the point? And it bled into me, eventually getting into a relationship at the age of 16. And goodness, so much happened there. So much happened there. There was so much that I learned about myself. Like I grew in a way that I didn't know I was capable of growing. I developed a sense of self-love, and I needed it to be externalized because at that time of my life, my family, and the crazy thing about depression is that it convinces you that everyone else is lying, right? Everyone else is lying or nobody understands. So how could they say anything that was true? And when I got into this relationship, it was like an impossibility for it to be a lie. Because in that moment, I had someone who was interested in me romantically, and, it was a very physical relationship. And it was definitely something that I needed in that time of my life. And it was something that helped me tremendously to form a bit of an understanding of the worth of myself. That coincided with me starting to exercise, starting to take care of myself a little bit more. I started smoking weed during that time of my life as well, and that helped me like calm down a little bit, sleep properly. And then that relationship ended. And again, right? Like in that moment, paranoia, but now reflecting back on it, pronoia. Seeing that pain, seeing that experience, seeing all of the stuff that I went through during that time of my life, this grasping, like the relationship ended and I accepted it. like a 2.5 year relationship, right? Like she was like, I'm not sure if this relationship is gonna work because of our, differences in religious beliefs. Like you're an atheist and I'm a Christian, and etc. etc. And I, in that moment, was just in a state of acceptance. I was like, okay, guess that's the way it's gonna be. And that was more devastating to her than anything because I guess she anticipated that I would make a scene, try and fight, try and force maybe this thing to continue. But now looking back, I feel like it's almost, a part of myself knew that that was pronoia as well, that the universe was conspiring for my highest good, even in the ending of that relationship. Hey, freaking Dan, thank you for joining us, man. It's so nice having you here about the bear. Yo, Esteban, heads up from Pretoria, bro. African space boy, like that's someone who knows me in Pretoria. Who would call me Esteban? There's only a few people who calls me Esteban. VCI, who are you? Reveal thyself. Thank you, African boy. It's nice to have you here, homie. I look forward to seeing you again. I'm going to go back to Pretoria in a few months, dude. Maybe we'll see you on that side. Hey there, again, thank you, Silently Sweet. Professor Goo joining us as well, saying, Hi, friend, love and light to you. Do you ever listen to any Tool? Of course, particularly the Lateralis album. I don't know any of the albums. Like, my favorite Tool album, I don't know if this is a controversial thing to say, but was the newest one. But it was also the first one that I ever listened to. Yeah. And then Tool got me into Alex Gray. Like I was like listening to Tool and I was like these cover artists, whoever this cover artist is, definitely understands something about dimethyltryptamine. And then I was like researching who made Tool's, cover art, and then that kind of took me to Alex Gray. It was either that or it was the other way around. It's like all a molten mess in my brain. But Alex Gray is one of the big inspirations in my life as well, especially when it comes to visionary art. But trying to get back onto this tangent I was on, Pronoia, and reflecting on difficult parts of life that now, upon having a little bit more perspective, I can see these parts of my life as difficult as they were in the moment, as pronoia as well, as the universe being in support of me, trying to protect me, whatever that is supposed to mean. And it was this genuine sense of like anger and disgust and outrage and pity I feel as well, right, during that time of my life, because I didn't want to accept that there was any love whatsoever in that scenario. Like that there was just this evil thing that had happened. And I got into another relationship pretty quickly, because of that pity, because of that disgust, because of that anger inside of me as well. I felt like there was something in me that convinced myself that the real way to show this ex relationship of mine how over I am of it is to get into another relationship. And I got into another relationship, and that relationship ended up lasting 6 months. And I was the one who ended up ending that relationship. And I haven't been in a relationship since. It's going on 4 years now. And then thinking about that whole trip up until this point as that pronoia as well, right? Like I had to go through that first long term, if you think of a 2.5 year relationship as long term relationship, to gain a sense of self love, to gain a sense of self worth, to believe that I am in fact lovable, to believe that I am worthy of an experience like that, to lose that, to choose to go into it again kind of without knowing exactly why it is, like almost trying to fill something within me, trying to get into this relationship because of a reason, instead of the reason being I can share love of this person. Learning from that experience, gaining insight into that experience, and then kind of like contracting away from those relationships, from all relationships, since. And I got into like an online relationship last year, February, end of February, right? And you friends, if you've tuned in for a while, you would remember that. And the more I think of that, the more I think of Pronoia as well. With that whole exchange, it was short, so short and so sweet. It was 8 days. The entire relationship was 8 days, and I feel I learned more in those 8 days than I did in the previous 3 years of being in a relationship as well. And I've been like referencing, kind of like learning those lessons, kind of like keeping them at heart over and over again as well. Ugh. And then the last, at least in this immediate sense that I'm thinking of right now, I'm thinking about the stuff that has been painful in my life and the stuff that in the moment I refused to see as anything positive, only negative, was my time in China, especially my time working for Melia. Melia, like basically poached me, like stole me from another school, and she got me to come and work at her school with these, elaborate promises of the salary I'll be paid, and the basically just the salary I'll be paid. And I ended up moving to Shanghai, and I got paid, my salary, my full salary as I was supposed to be paid the first month, and then never again. Like in fact, I got paid $500 less than I was being paid at my previous job when I started working for this new employer, which was a big bummer. But it kind of coincided with like COVID starting. Like I was smack dab in the middle of China at the start of the COVID epidemic, and our schools had to close, and I had to teach online. And then they were like, "Oh, because the school is closed, yada yada, you're gonna have to teach online, and we can only pay you right like literally 30% of your salary because you're teaching online, and na 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 na, and that we'll pay you the rest, don't worry, like you just have to kind of keep grinding through it, and then when we open our classes, then you'll get paid your full salary." And then eventually we did open the classes, and I actually started working in class, and I worked an entire month, and I still didn't get the outstanding salary. And then they paid me another salary, which was still an outstanding amount. And there was so much more tension, more disbelief that human beings would treat others unfairly, more anger, more hatred within my heart than there has ever been during those moments. And now looking back, it's difficult. It's difficult for me to see it as pronoia, but the fact that I was so capable of handling myself, right? Like I'm here, still sane, still not a murderer. I'm like, yeah, 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 go me, go me. So like even the most difficult of things that we've go through, we can see it as the universe conspiring for us to have these meaningful experiences. Even if the meaningful experience is you not snapping, not losing your absolute shit, that can be a meaningful experience. And the universe is supporting you in order to have these meaningful experiences. All it really needs, all it really requires is awareness. Maybe awareness plus time. Maybe awareness plus time plus insight. Maybe insight and awareness go hand in hand. Reflection. Man, I appreciate you, friend, so much. Genuinely, he stole my hair. Yep, yep, yep. Finally, Frey. We said that we weren't going to, like press any charges, friend. Just kind of like scoobity in, stole all of your hair, put it on my head, and then scoobity out. Yo, what's up, Melt fam? Again, it's so nice to have you here, Dan. Thank you, beloved friend. Jon Snow put on some weight, bruh. Don't say stuff like that, man. Dude, I actually lost a lot of weight. Like I'm thinner than I've ever been. I appreciate your love though, Fred. Thank you. Brooks, my boy. Yassi, African space boy. Like, who can that be? So, this dude, Mr. African space boy, just tagged my address when I used to live in Pretoria. Like, that was the very first address I moved to when I like moved to Pretoria. Like, I didn't have a job, wasn't paid a salary. All I had was a girlfriend who also happened to live in Pretoria, and I was like, seek to Pretoria it is. And I like got myself this apartment, this 171 Brooks. Who can remember that? Like, dude, Mr. African boy or African space boy. There are very few people who would actually remember that date, unless you were living with me. Is it you? Are you the dude who like? Unfortunately, my stream is dropping a bunch now. Damn it. Dude. The Pronoia is difficult to must. Oh, my stream dropped. I think we're going to like read the comments, right? Because I don't think I'm gonna another one. I feel like my internet is really unstable today or something. Something is odd. Dan, it's nice to have you here, man. Who is this dude? Knows where I live. Straight up doxes me. Doxes me in one of my live streams. Who does that? I have a friend who is depressed. Any tips for him? Let me share some information. Tips for a depressed friend. Like, I feel I wouldn't really want to give you tips to give to your friend as much as I would want to give you tips to be with your friend. Like, that's really the only thing you can do. Dan, if I'm on vacay in LA, it's so weird to be tuning in at 8 a.m. Show Bobs, please. No cardio. How are you liking your vacation? I missed you guys so much. We've missed you, Dan. I don't know if you're here on the YouTube stream right now, but we've missed you as well, Brother Bear. Thank you. Thank you, friends, for joining me here on the YouTube. I'm like reading the Reddit comments. Unfortunately, Reddit was like, I gonna head out again. And again, again like times three. Now I'm like referencing, how is this Pronoia? I'm having a meaningful experience, am I not? So even this is something that's perfectly good. I just recently had been without any romantic partner for almost 4 years as well, and I just ended a relationship that lasted only 6 weeks. Life is weird. Bro, I remember this. You loved that girl. I did. I did. I tend to love as fully as I can when I do. Mm. Man, experiencing pronoia in perspective of all of the relationships I've been in. Love you, Dan. We on the we on the tubes. I'm so sorry to hear that Dan's relationship ended. Weirdly enough, as soon as Dan tuned in and I was in the middle of talking about relationships and the relationship ending, something in me knew that the relationship Dan has been in had ended as well. And the fact that he's sharing that now, what a trip. It's going great. I needed a change of scenery. I live in New York City, so it's a long way from home. Yeah, the dude is staring rather into, a bunch of concrete jungles pretty much every day. What do you do for work slash with schools? I am. Yeah, so what are you? What are you? I am. I do me, and that is pretty much exactly what it is I'm supposed to be doing. That is awesome. Yes, Los Angeles is definitely a change of scenery and pace. Glad you're enjoying. So much love is being shared. If you'd like any suggestions on what to do, send me a DM. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. Who needs tears? It's Daddy O Dan. Hey, friend. I don't know if this is allowed to ask, but is it a political topic? Is, is a political topic something you'd add your opinion to? Rest in Peace by THC. Interesting username. Not really, right? We don't really talk about politics that much. Mm, what would I want to say to this friend? Not really, but we are always open to sharing loving presence, and with it, open conversation. Yeah. Someone buzzed me. Always open to sharing loving presence, and with it, open to conversation. Hmm. See, the weight comment is just straight up not true. I've seen your face so much over the past year and a half, and you're looking very thin. Thank you, Dad. I know, dude. I was just like leaning into it a little bit as well. I am a lot thinner than I used to be when we started these streams. That's definitely true. But I feel I still have a lot of work to do. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Joe Bod, I've been lurking and here in spirit over the past few months. So good to hear from you. So much love to you as well. Okay, here is the friend's question about the political question, asking, "What do you think of the dangers of Russia using their misinformation campaign to damage the French elections?" What do I think of the dangers? I don't. To be completely honest, I just don't think of that. Oh, it's Josh, one of Adam's mates. Hope you're doing well, bro. I do know who Josh is, and I do know who Adam is. You friends know who Adam is. How did the dude know where I lived, though? Josh, how how do you know where I live? Oh. Like I haven't lived there in a long time. Like I haven't lived there in like 3 years, and I can't remember myself ever telling Josh that I live at 171 Brooks. my brain, my brain is trying to connect the little ends of a fractal, right? Like I have now one end of the fractal that is Josh having tuned into our stream, and then I have another end of the fractal is this information he shared with knowing exactly where I lived. And I know all of the information bits of fractals of all of the times that we've had conversations at the commune where Adam lived. And I don't remember any of them ever connecting with me actually telling him where I live. Paranoia starts kicking in. Man, I don't know if something is wrong or if your friends have been trying to, but like for some reason, my YouTube comments are also not working. There we go. Okay, I just got them to work. I just got them to work. There we go. Isaac has been sending so many of them. Sorry, brother Bear. Oh goodness. Holy sh! That's so many. I'll read them now, Isaac. I'm going to finish these, and then I'll be there with you in a moment, brother Bear. I commit to conspire for the higher. If I make amends at my own expense, I'll pass the torch to light the fire of the immense universal desire to inspire. Jovan, what a person she is. Goodness. Ah, damn it. Come on, dude. Come on. Doesn't want to take a screenshot. Maybe if I press these two buttons together, seek, and cut this thing out. That is definitely one we're gonna save. I think that was the last comment as well, actually. Sick. Thank you, Jovan, for that beautiful poem, friend. Okay, I can be here on the Reddit now. You'll see. Oh goodness, there's a lot. I mean, I do genuinely believe the universe is trying to help us, but just being in that state of pronoia feeling is challenging to maintain in the everyday. Yes, it is, Aiden. It's so difficult. It's so difficult, and I feel it's very important for us to, in this moment, to stay in that state of reflecting on the universe or pronoia in general, to stay in it from this perspective of reflecting of like, oh, I've been through all of these things. This is how the universe was conspiring for my highest good. Instead of trying to, in this moment, believe that this is how the universe is conspiring for my highest good. Because in this moment, we might not have enough information, right? Like the Reddit streams dropping twice, and all of those comments and all of the friends who wanted to stay in this space in that moment, kind of being left in the dark, if you will. Like I'm asking myself, how is the universe conspiring for my highest good in doing so? And now just asking that question, like just like that's what it's about, right? About asking ourselves those questions and then feeling what information comes to us. The information that came to me as I was like ranting for a second there is that maybe the people who was in that stream who kind of found themselves locked in with the stream dropping, that was maybe their cue to go and do something. And then that cue to go and do something allows them to meet someone, allows them to do something, allows them to experience something, have a meaningful experience, if you will. So even though the universe, or in my universe, an event might not feel like it's conspiring for my highest good, believing, understanding that there is this I, there is this consciousness within all of us, and that that same I, that same consciousness is within others as well. That something happening to you, which you might not be experiencing as the idealist of experiences, might be the ideal experience for someone else, and that someone else being you in them means they're conspiring for your highest good as well. It's like, yes, it's like this fractal. Just figure out this fractal. You're gonna study this fractal, and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna study this fractal, am I? And then you look at the fractal, and you get closer, and there's more fractal, and you're like, okay, maybe if I get a little bit closer, and you get closer, and there is just more fractal, and you're like, okay, maybe if I get closer, gets a little bit closer, looks at fractal again. No, there's still just fractal. I'm like actually getting goosebumps trying to understand this, explain it as well. Reddit's being unpredictable. It is, Lisa. It's perfectly perfect as well. If you could talk to the universe, what do you suppose it would say? It would say, "I love you," and it does. Oh, it really does. It's saying, "I love you" right now. I love you too. I love you too, universe. Let me show you. Let me show you the love the universe is sharing with us right now. Oh yeah, that wide lens. Damn, look at that. Universe is like, boom, I love you. It's like, yeah, I love you, dude. Oh, look at all of these beautiful clouds. Damn, aren't you loved? Look at that moon hiding behind the clouds. Love you. Look at that trees. Love you. What you doing, Peppy? What you doing, Peppy Longstockings? What you doing? Universe again, conspiring for our highest good. Even though Pippi is being naughty, I'm gonna switch this around, switch it back, get a new lens. Even though Pippi is being a little bit naughty, stealing blankets and stuff, our highest good again. Another moment for us to be experiencing love. Man, the Zoom is really weird. I wouldn't recommend anybody use. If you could talk to the universe again, Kartha, you are loved in this moment, friend. That's what the universe would say. It's just infinite love for you. Balance would be the goal, But if I'm teetering in a direction, I want to sway in the direction of pronoia, at least to give my mind, my body, and my spirit a good environment for growth. I feel that as well, Jovan. More so than ever. I'm here now, darn Reddit. Apologies in advance for missing some of the replies to the folks on Reddit and possibly repeating myself. It's completely okay, Brother Isaac. For growth. Skip the word. It's okay. It's completely okay. Thank you, Jovan. I feel like I'm not in control of my own thoughts half the time. I let my anxiety and my feelings dictate how I live rather than living for myself. So it tends to feel like the universe is against me. If anything, friend, again, it is you, universe, and you might be against you. More so than the universe being against you. You not listening to yourself is the act of you being against yourself. So paranoid. Yes, you're basically giving yourself a reason to be paranoid by not listening to yourself. That is paranoia inducing in and of itself. I feel like subconsciously, like I'm just a, I feel like life feels subconscious. Like I'm just along for a ride in a vessel I don't belong to, lost on an interstellar ship from another galaxy. I feel that way as well, Kartha. But I feel that way alongside feeling like it is. I might be on this ride, into infinitum, but this ride is for my highest good. It's not. It's not trying to take me somewhere, to go and chop me up and eat me. It's trying to take me somewhere to show me something beautiful. Maybe the journey should be the very thing that is the beautiful within it. The bachelor party was a blast. There we go. I'm happy that you're telling me, Isaac. It was a blast. There were a lot of things that happened that could have dampened the experience, but I didn't let it. Weather went bad. We got tons of snow. Someone couldn't make it, and there was heavy stuff shared from some loved ones. But I was able to take all of those things as positive and unique to the experience. Not so much craziness, just good cooking and a lot of good conversation with some of my favorite people. Of course, a good bit of tripping out as well, thanks to the shrooms. Got to go on an insanely cool hike in the high mountains. The weather was in between sunny blue sky and intense snowy snowstorm, so moments of incredible light and clear view of snowy mountains. That sounds beautiful. And other moments of intense snow coming down. It was amazing to hike in that on mushrooms. The weather matched the psychedelic waves effect. And it was absolutely incredible. A couple real yikes moments on the road, but standing on top of a mountain, looking over miles of snowy land while tripping, and talking about the intricacies of consciousness. Pretty sick. Thank you for allowing me to share, even if it's off topic. I'll share even more in the Mel family chat. You have nothing to apologize for, beloved friend. Thank you for being willing to share with us all of that beautiful, like fractals into your universe, if you will. I don't allow myself anything I might enjoy or want to partake in. It is a big fault of mine. Kartha, the very first step is being aware, friend. You allowing yourself that awareness is starts. That's where it starts. Such a fast girl. Man, I love being alive. What an experience having these little monsters. Maybe that's exactly what we had to have, right? If the stream was working normal, look at how Pippi is sitting. I don't know if you can see it properly, but she has her legs kind of. Let me see if I can zoom. She has her legs folded weirdly. There we go. Like this is what the universe was pronoiaing for, right? It was trying to encourage us to stream like this. Because if it was the normal stream with the Reddit, we wouldn't be able to do this. No, no, we wouldn't be. No, not able to do it like this. No, we wouldn't. You eating my hands? Huh? Freaking silly thing. Oh! It will consume your face. Oh, can you not? Can you not eat me, please? Please. Thank you. Yeah, go eat your blanket. Silly little thing. Okay, 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 okay. I've been in that deep depression state since lol. At least you got out of it, and you can too, friend. That is the whole point. Every single thing I share is me trying to be as honest and as open with you about my humanity. I'm just another person who's trying to figure out how to person well. And you're capable of everything that I've been able to figure out as well, friend. You know, literally everything. You are more capable than you would ever know. Just glad you have grown beyond that grown beyond that melt. I feel like I'm stuck in that place every day, and that's all I really want to escape that feeling. My friend, acknowledgement that that feeling exists is the first step. It's where it starts. All those past experiences and feelings, as sad or horrible as they were, is what made us who we are today. They gave us wisdom and knowledge we may not have gotten or understood now. Beautifully said. Shannon, that is it. That is it. That's the understanding we need to hold. That pronoia of like, yeah, all of this bullshit happened and it was absolutely unacceptable and it felt horrible. And yet, now looking back at it, we have knowledge, we have wisdom, we have understanding that we wouldn't have been able to access if we didn't go through all of those difficulties. I apologize, friend above me. That space can be so hard to break. When I was deep in that space, one thing that helped me was trying to focus so intensely on the words of loved ones to me. That's a beautiful thing to suggest. Thank you, Isaac, for saying that, friend. Perfectly put. I couldn't agree more. You know, like it's so difficult when you're in that state of depression to believe what others have to say, especially if they're trying to convince you that things aren't as bad as you have convinced yourself they are. But just trying to listen to them, just trying, like that's enough. We love you, Shannon. Thank you, my friend, for joining us here as well. People that love you or that you admire, if they have good things to say about you, then there is some undeniable proof that you are loved and lovable. You're beautiful and you belong here. Kartha, you're beautiful and you belong here, friend. Like, even if your family might not say that to you, now I have said it to you. Cannot take it back. Anytime, friend, please reach out anytime. If you need someone to talk to, or if you need a bud to just play some games or watch some shows together. Thank you so much, Isaac. I really appreciate that invitation, Brother Bear. It means the world, not only to me, but to others as well. It's important to realize in any moment of reflection, negativity on an experience. It is important to realize in any moment of reflecting negatively on an experience that whatever time was spent, if you feel it was wasted, or can see the positives either way in those moments, we have to reinforce that it is done, it has happened. And if we decide to reproduce that feeling of negativity within us, within ourselves, we are currently making that choice to waste time again. In that moment, we have decided once again to make the same choice by reliving this in our minds. Contemplation is important, but using that to see the path, but using that to see the path in the present. It can be so incredibly easy to find ourselves dragging the incredible weight around of past negative experiences. All it does is slow us down from getting to our new ones. Beautifully said, Brother Bear. So beautifully said. I couldn't agree more. Because you're using power. Whether you want to believe that or not, when you're thinking about things, you are using the infinite divinity that you've been given. How are you going to use it? How you're going to waste it, waste it by ruining your own experience over and over again? Or are you going to see it as a potential learning experience, a learning moment, something that you can yet grow from? What a learning experience, Mel. Look where we are now. Look where we are now, Lisa. And it's always like that. It never stops. It really never stops. You look great, Mel. Your hard work is showing off. Thank you so much, Lisa. I appreciate the love, friend. Politics in general is based on assumptions on others more than knowing others. Perfectly put. When you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. Richard Eaton, it's Dan himself. It's Dan, by the way. My Richard Eaton alias is just a cheeky name. And damn it, you're looking thin. Suddenly. Mm. Ah. Mm. No, I cannot. Thank you. Thank you so much for the love you friends share. I've I've definitely lost weight. Like I can give myself that. I just want my skin to get better. Like every time I mess up and I eat stuff I'm not supposed to eat, then I get like a bunch of blemishes again. And then I'm like, okay, fine. Proper foods again, yes. And then it's this back and forth ebb and flow of like trying to respect ourselves, trying to take care of the things we're supposed to, and then falling back into old patterns. I feel it's just about balance, you know. If you can have 80/20, 80% hard work, dedication, diet, and exercise, and then 20% days of indulgence. Sending you love, Dan. Thank you for the love, Lisa. Let's add more comments for more scrolling. I'm here with you, Natalie. Scrolling, scrolling. Oh gosh, apologies everyone for all of the Isaac. No, no, never apologize, Isaac. I really appreciate all of the love you were willing to share with the bear. Thank you so much. A Reddit stream that dropped brought me here today. Natalie, Pronoia. Exactly where we're supposed to be in this moment. To be having this moment together. Like this is pretty wide, right? This is almost as wide as my field of vision is. So this would be what it's like to look through my eyes right now. Maybe if I lift it up a little bit, technically that's what it's like to look through my eyes. Yes. Melt's eyes, POV. Hmm. Yes. The soil. Yeah, so much life. Mm. Oh, peppy lungstockings. I wonder if I can zoom with the wide lens. Yes, I can, but it looks like ass. Mm. Man, the zoom is so weird. There we go. I saw a short stream of yours from not too long ago and came to YouTube to see if you're still alive. I'm still here, Natalie. Thank you. You're beautiful, Lisa. Seeing that sky really reminds me of the skies above Glow Mama will look Glow Mama will look like. Of course, Dan. Brother Bear, I've literally forgotten about Glow Mama, dude. You have been away for too long, man. The Globama fractal has started dissipating, started melting into all of the other fractals, unfortunately. So I'm happy that you're keeping that fractal alive, man. Stream came back at the perfect time, and here we are, Kartha. I just never let myself have anything. My inner voice wins every fight where I want to do X or Y and can't do anything but sit and wallow. Hmm. Hmm. I believe you, Kartha. I just took you up on your offer for room and board in South Africa. I shall visit one day, Melt. Come, Kartha. Like, your time is running out, friend. You know, that's the only thing I'll say. Is that there is only going to be that much time where that offer will actually be able to stand. You know, and eventually it will diminish. And it's ironic as well because they're going to go, you know what? I don't know anything. Kartha, maybe in those moments, if you feel yourself slipping, is there anyone you could call or text in that moment for motivation? Maybe make a plan with someone and be accountable with each other. Beautiful, beautiful suggestion. A light buddy, you know, as we've stated as well. Thank you, Isaac. I can't even have a conversation with myself half the time, let alone someone I care about. Kartha, I get you, friend. I'd be happy to be that for you if you can't think of anyone. Sometimes letting someone know you want to do something, even if you just say it out loud, can be the power you need. Just by showing up for it for a little bit, friend. You know, like tell your friend that I'm gonna do this thing for 10 minutes and then spend 10 minutes doing the thing. And then come back. See how you feel after that 10 minutes. You know, you'll surprise yourself. That's fair. It takes time, baby steps. You know you are growing and blooming. I have no doubts. Just knowing you want to do that shows that you're a good person, a beautiful one. You aren't failing by not doing it. You're just not quite ready to attempt it. But you will be. Even if it's just a text. Hey, How are you doing? I've been thinking about you. Can be all it needs. There are There was a yikes moment. I was peaking on the windy roads, heading up the mountain, which already was a trip, but our friend took a turn too fast on some gravel and started just sliding towards a ditch. It was incredibly intense, and luckily I was tripping balls because it felt more exciting than scary. But the car was definitely, but the car definitely was awake. What? The car? But the car? But the care? But the calm? I don't know what that's supposed to mean. You're incredibly loved friend. I hope you show up regularly. Kartha does show up pretty regularly. Not not regularly enough, right? Like here's my moment to be like, yeah, yeah. If Kartha showed up every single day, then at this point Kartha would be a superhero. But since Kartha has no, I'm just bullshitting. I'm bullshitting. Got the whoa. Are you being serious? Are you being serious, Kartha? Are you are you joking? No way, Gartha. Are you, are you serious? Thank you. Thank you, Gartha. Goodness. I'm saving to fly out then, I guess, lol. No, it's gonna be still a while. Dude, are you being serious? Like, I appreciate that so much. Genuinely, Brother Bear. Thank you. So, to you friends who don't know, Kartha is saying that he got the mega monolith or melting monolith on Patreon, which is like $111 per month. Cartha, that blows my mind. I'm saving to fly out then, I guess. And I look forward to having you here, Fred. It's gonna be a vibe. A part of you, coming all the way here, you're also going to get infinite joints, dude. Literally, I promise. That is part of the deal. You get infinite joints. And you're like, oh, Melt, how are you going to provide infinite joints? By rolling them. As fast as you can roll joints, I'll be able to roll them, I promise. Thank you. Thank you so much, Kartha. I do want to visit one day, though. So as long as you're willing, I'm open to a trip one of these days. I'm willing, Kartha. I'm genuinely willing, my friend. Like, what's most important to me are these moments of communication. That's why we're here at the end of the day. So thank you. I try, but I work every day. Yeah, Mel, dude. Like my mind is melting, brother Bear. My mind is melting. Like I'm almost in a state of disbelief. Weirdly enough, I don't know how to share this. Okay, so like today, my brother Rudo, the one that's driving the motorcycle right now, asked me, like, how much are you earning right now? Oh, let's give her some privacy. How much are you earning right now on the Patreon? And I'm like, oh, I'm like earning $200 a month. Like the friend who signed up for 100, like as a melting megalith, is didn't come through yet. He didn't cancel it, but it didn't come through yet. And there was like a moment of recognition that it wasn't the end of the world as well. And the fact that you are now willing to support me in that way, basically on the same day that I was willing to admit to myself that it's not the end of the world, you, Kartha, you in this moment literally are the universe conspiring for our highest good. Like that's legit the lesson I'm receiving right now. Like you, literally you as the universe. You as the universe conspiring for our highest good. Thank you so much, Kartha. We love you to bits, my friend. Genuinely, that's amazing. The passengers in the car were awake. Okay. Okay, the car was definitely awake. I was just like suddenly imagining this car, opening its eyes, becoming awakened. Suddenly we have like the whole, you know, Lightning McQueen franchise, starting up. Cars are alive. Lane, brother Bear, it's nice to have you here, man, dude. I was thinking about you again today. I was like scrolling past and I saw the trailer or the thumbnail, I guess, be the word for that movie, Lords of Metal again. And dude, it is so surreal. I see so much of you in that. It's bonkers. How was Beauty and the Beast? I'm curious as well, Brother Bear. Like you're done right now, right? Like you're pretty much finished. You've helped me more than I can explain. Even it feels like I make no progress day to day. So you deserve it. Plus, I want to travel the world one day. Maybe you'll be the first trip. Kartha, Manifest it, friend. You know what? Like with you, like signing up to be a melting megalith, I'll actually like put the whole. Maybe I'll like write the entire page. You know, I'll manifest with you. We can do a co-manifestation, Brother Bear. We can realize we can do more than we've ever even anticipated was possible. And I look forward to seeing you grow in that way as well, Brother Bear. Hello. It was a great final show. Everyone did so well. And I'm sure you did the best, Lane. Just because we love you extra. When I conspire the universe to bless every being and fiber and micron and everything that exists. And I conspire for that for you as well, friend. Because if the universe is going to bless every single being and fiber, every micron of existence, that includes you. And we send that love to you as well. Lurbs, you nerds, cathartic. I believe in you so deeply. We do, my friend. Thank you so much, Jovan, for sending that love as well. Sounds like a great experience, Lame. Into the next big production. I'm curious. I want you. I thank you so much, Kartha. So much love to you. You share so much abundance in this space, and by supporting, you're not only helping Mel, but all of us. I'm thankful for you. We are Kartha, dude. Like I'm a little bit emotional right now, dude. Thank you, thank you, friends. Just for whatever it is you do, you know, like realizing that as well in a lot of ways. Okay, Lane sent another message. On the second night of Beauty and the Beast, I asked to play in Mamma Mia for a high school couple towns over. So Mamma Mia is my next job, and I get paid for this one. Fucking Lane. You know what? Like suddenly, you know, I'm imagining Lane one day like directing a whole almost like metal musical. You know, like musical vibes, but the characters are like these grunge gothic, if you will, you know, super grungy individuals, you know, making a whole metal musical. Brother Bear, thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us as well. Okay, that's what Jovan meant fun. That's what Jovan meant fun. Yes, Lisa. I agree. Thank you, friends. Like that's the rant I wanted to get into. No matter what you do, no matter what you do, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And I know that sounds a little bit woo woo slash cop outy, but realizing that every single thing you've done up until this point is going to allow you to do everything you will do going into the future. And that you, literally you, as you're hearing these words right now, are a node of this conspiracy. You're a cell within the body of the earth. You're a DNA sequence within the genome of humanity. And by expressing yourself in the same way that genes express themselves, by expressing yourself, you are changing the entire organism. In the same way where a single gene expression can change your entire organism. To realize that you are that pronoia. You are the thing that is causing the highest good of the whole. Are you an ABBA fan? I'm not an ABBA fan. I've listened to a bunch of ABBA songs, and ABBA was pretty big in our household. But I don't listen to ABBA on my own time, you know, to answer the question like that. Be fun to hear you play some of ABBA's song on your instrument. Thank you, Lisa. Unfortunately, I don't necessarily play any songs that have chords. I usually just let the stuff flow out of me. Like, I become a vessel to the music. And my fingers move where they're supposed to move next, depending on where the music was in this moment, right? Oh, music is here, must mean finger must be here. And then finger here, music here. Must be finger must be here, music here. Thank you. Thank you, friends. Thank you so much for everything you do. Thank you for the love you share. Thank you for who you are. I appreciate you more than I can say. And I look forward to seeing you all again tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. I love and appreciate you. See you again.